sizela abantwana abaningi abangahlali la ewodini sibabambile siyabakhipha bonke la bantwana bezene ANC ngamateksi commanders eMseni nabo bonke abahlali bonke la ewodini labantwana samba nabo be-ANC bonke babadrophe ngamateksi ma-commanders babadrophe ngamateksi ma-commanders babadrophe ngamateksi ma-commanders siphezu kwabo ma-commanders sibabambile ma-commanders.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Right off the bat, if you've just watched the footage, you'll see why this story has everyone talking. A taxi reportedly arriving in eMseni, Ward 130, packed with voters all the way from Roodepoort in Johannesburg, yes, that's hundreds of kilometers, ready to cast their ballots. The MK party claims this was orchestrated by the ANC, sparking outrage, disbelief, and a fair share of humor online. This was supposed to be a straightforward by-election, a chance for the local community to choose its representatives. Instead, the MK party alleges that outsiders were brought in specifically to influence the results. Imagine local residents watching a bus, or in this case, a taxi, roll in with a group of voters they don't know, all set to swing the election. It's audacious, and it raises serious questions about fairness in South Africa's democratic process. The logistics alone are staggering. Coordinating a taxi journey over hundreds of kilometers, timing arrivals with polling hours, and ensuring that voters are registered and ready to cast ballots, if this actually happened, it's a remarkable level of organization. And yet, while the scale is impressive, the act itself has caused an uproar. Social media users have been quick to mock the scenario, joking about a VIP voter shuttle service, while commentators raise concerns about the integrity of the election. The MK party is framing this as a sign of desperation from the ANC. They suggest that when local support isn't enough, extraordinary measures are taken to secure votes. It ties into wider national politics, where opposition parties increasingly challenge the ANC's dominance in municipal elections. Allegations like this feed the narrative that the ruling party may be relying on organizational muscle over genuine grassroots support. But what about accountability? The Independent Electoral Commission hasn't issued a statement yet, leaving many wondering how this could happen and what measures are in place to prevent it. Transparency is critical. Without it, public trust in local elections can erode quickly. Citizens are asking, were these voters eligible? Were they properly registered in the ward? And will there be consequences if the allegations are confirmed? The human element here is worth noting. Those recruited to vote in eMseni traveled long distances, likely at some personal expense or effort, just to influence a local election. Some may have been volunteers, others possibly incentivized. Either way, the story has a dramatic, almost cinematic quality, a long-distance voter convoy on a mission, blending political strategy with real-life absurdity. This incident also highlights a deeper issue, the importance of local representation. Residents of eMseni are entitled to have their voices heard. Bringing in voters from outside the community risks diluting that voice, and undermines the principle that local elections reflect the wishes of the local population. For many, the idea that outsiders could influence the ward's outcome is frustrating and deeply personal. Adding another layer, former President Jacob Zuma and his influence in KwaZulu-Natal cannot be ignored. Factions within the ANC, particularly those aligned with Zuma, may see local elections as battlegrounds for wider political influence. The MK party's allegations thus intersect with national dynamics, suggesting that voter mobilization strategies are not only about winning but also about demonstrating political power. Humor aside, the implications are serious. If true, this case could inspire similar tactics elsewhere, putting the credibility of elections at risk. On the other hand, it also shows the vigilance of opposition parties like the MK party, actively monitoring irregularities and holding ruling parties accountable. This kind of oversight is essential for democracy, especially in local government elections. Social media has amplified the story, with a mix of outrage and amusement. Citizens are debating the ethics, while memes and jokes about ANC voter taxi services spread quickly. The combination of high-stakes politics and absurd logistics makes this story both entertaining and concerning, reflecting the uniquely dynamic nature of South African political life. So what can we learn? First, local elections matter, and incidents like this reveal the pressures and tactics in play. Second, transparency is non-negotiable. Without it, citizens lose faith in the system. Third, South African politics is really boring, sometimes the stories are almost too wild to believe. Before we close, let's look at reactions. Opposition parties are using this to question the ANC's methods. Analysts are debating potential repercussions for future elections. Citizens are weighing in on fairness and ethics. And through it all, social media keeps the story alive, mixing humor with legitimate critique. If you found this analysis informative, hit like, subscribe for more political commentary, and comment with your thoughts. Was this an act of desperation, a clever political stunt, or something else entirely? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and following this deep dive into the drama of eMseni, Ward 130. Politics in South Africa is never dull, and this incident proves it once again. See you next time.